Hey there, welcome to ATL and 29, a podcast that looks at the NBA from the starting point of Atlanta. Today's starting point is Salt Lake City, where the Hawks are in Salt Lake City Summer League for the first time in 8 years, and they made it to overtime but lost. Outcomes aren't necessarily the most important thing, but what did you think of Kingston Flemings in his debut, Tyler?
I mean, he was great. Ball didn't go in probably as much as he wanted, but outside of that, great floor game. Uh, Made great decisions with the ball in his hands. Didn't turn the ball over. Forced turnovers on the other end. Like the big reason why the Hawks won a possession battle was because he played. And quite frankly, if he played more, they win pretty comfortably. To me, I when he wasn't in the game, the offense was just it was summer league. When he was in the game, at least in the half court, the offense was organized and controlled, and they knew what they wanted to do, and they got good shots pretty consistently. Granted, nobody could make a shot in Utah, so that was unfortunate. But outside of that, I thought he played a great game overall.
Glenn?
Yeah, I mean, it's just first summer league game. He's first game he's played in a few months. I made the comment on X that the Jazz have a lot of continuity in their summer. They brought basically a lot of the same guys from their summer league team last year. For the Hawks, this is a new group. Um, the guys who played College Park, kind of raised the floor in the first quarter. But I'm glad that they let Kingston take that last shot. I'm glad they ran the play for him. That those are the reps that he needs. A little shaky start. But the second quarter, he kind of got his footing in the second half, even though he didn't, make a lot of shots. His ball handling's great. Basically, never turned the ball over. I thought he made good decisions with the basketball. I think he'll get better game by game. I'm not worried about him at all.
I didn't necessarily love that last possession. Like, I'm glad they ran it through Kingston. I think I would have rather seen him just play ISO. It seemed like they didn't have a good way of like not telling that the screen was coming. It was just a little bit too predictable. And then it got real choppy with that screen with Asa. It never really got it just seemed like it made the defense close in on Kingston instead of actually getting him any space. So
I mean, he didn't make any contact on the screen, so you know, it was a great execution at the end. I thought Kingston ISO would have been just as fine, but that's in the game execution of a summer league game. That's not really what we're here about. We're here about how the guys looked and what their process was. So I thought Kingston in particular and Veesaar both looked pretty good to me on both ends, really.
I didn't think Veesaar was very good on defense.
I thought he was I thought he was fine. Um, uh, he had a couple of I thought the defense was organized when he was in the game, and he did provide some rim protection. But like you do see the lack of physical strength show up on some of these contests. But overall, I thought defensively he was in the right spots. I thought Asa was terrible defensively the entirety of the game. So maybe that's who I'm comparing him against. Uh, but like I thought Veesaar was good on like okay to good on both ends. Zuby was good on defense, pretty bad on offense in the first half. He got a lot better in the second. And Asa, I don't know what was going on with him. He was just terrible. Like that was just a terrible game. Uh, Not even gonna sugarcoat it for him. He's a better basketball player than that. Hopefully he plays better during summer league.
He hasn't played a basketball game in months. So I don't know if it's just rust or just getting rhythm back or whatever it is. But I mean, it was not a great showing from him today. But maybe this game will kind of help him kind of get a little bit of kind of feel and flow back, and maybe he'll be better next time.
Or maybe it's a wake up call because the defense was getting exposed, like, and they were attacking him. I thought Darren Peterson did a really good job of attacking how weak he was playing his step back for easy threes, and he was lax a couple times. He got dunked on for it, so he's got to
He
be
got caught
better.
into the rim.
Yeah, I mean, overall, he's got to be better. No, the one Cody Williams dunk, he didn't think he was gonna like he Cody brought the ball up the floor on him, and then dunked on him. Like that was just pathetic defense. So like
Just got like
he
a very
deserved.
weak turn of the hips, and then
Yep,
it was
yep.
over.
He's not getting into the stance, and it showed up again on the game winning three by or the three that basically won the Jazz game with Peterson on the step back, where it's just like you're not in the stance, your arms are down, casual. Like this is the NBA, man. It's the NBA. You guys, like I know Dan Peterson's rookie, but that he's one of the best shot making prospects we've had in a long time. Like you got to be prepared, or he's going to embarrass you.
Yeah.
And like I thought Peterson, outside of his shot making, and his defense was okay. Like I thought Peterson was actually pretty bad in like running an offense and other stuff, but
He was.
Asa kept giving him outs. Like he just made it easy for him. And to me, I'm like, do you not want to be here? Like then let the coaches know. So like other guy, I want to see other guys play. Like I'm not with this casual nonsense. I just thought he was too casual on both ends.
I thought Peterson was great in terms of just like the shot versus drive decision making. Like he knows like what to take. He like on every single play, he knows that one of those two is going to be there, and he pick which one that he can go get. But what did you think of the Hawks defense on him? What did you think?
Uh,
How do you think Kobe Johnson and Keyshawn Gilbert guarded him, Glenn?
Oh yeah, I thought Kobe did it. I thought Kobe did as well as he could do. They were forcing switches, and so I think the Hawks, that's something they have to clean up before the next game. And because you get Asa switched on to him, and it's not really what you want. You want to guard. You want somebody who can get up under him and kind of stay connected to him. Screen navigation. The officiating was pretty rough, but people have to remember, like for summer league, it's a developmental environment for the officials too. These are officials they're trying to develop.
Yeah, they got
Um,
207 and 208 on their jersey. When you see referee 208, you know that
yeah,
somebody's getting trained.
yeah, and they're getting graded. They get graded every game. They get graded. So that's a I don't know, people may not know. Summer league is absolutely a developmental kind of officiating kind of environment for them too. So even though the officiating is bad, they're young officials that are learning how to call a game and all that sort of stuff. So, but I thought Kobe did a good job on him. Like I said, they're late in the game. I don't know, playing at elevation, maybe they're a little tired and seating switches too easily and such. And Gilbert, I thought did a good job on him too. I thought Veesaar was just a little slow to get to the rim sometimes. I think at North Carolina he tended to play just like it's a lot of drop and not really get up the floor. But it's his first game. He's got to learn like how close do I get to the screen? How do I impact the screen to still recover back to the rim? That's all feel and timing and stuff that he has to work out. So I don't want to like be too down on what we saw today defensively. I just he's gonna. I'm sure they're gonna sit down and look at several plays where he was late getting back to the rim and just coaching up on that. But I mean, offensively, you can see what he has. On that end of the floor, there's a lot to offer that's ready to go.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of saying it because like Peterson's going to be good. Like the Peterson
He's
was
the best
getting
player
a
on the
lot
floor.
of his second half offense on Veesaar. Like, was if Veesaar's up, he can get past him. If Veesaar's back, there's space. Like, and it's a learning opportunity. And honestly, not usually you'd say the quality of summer league is going to be worse, but he might be facing some players in the NBA that are not quite as good as Darren Peterson if he's coming off the bench. So like he might have a shot against some NBA guys when he didn't against Darren Peterson. Um, you mentioned this, but I wanted to discuss this a little bit more, Glenn. Like, and Tyler jump in too, but like it felt like the Hawks were very unorganized trying to defend at the point of the screen. What were they missing?
I think it was just their first time playing together. I think, yeah, hopefully you can build on that. But it was like the first quarter it was really rough. Their screen navigation and switching and all that sort of stuff was pretty rough. You could tell at halftime they had a conversation, got more cleaned up. I still think in the fourth quarter they got tired playing at elevation, and such. Probably both teams did. Although Utah's probably been there for a couple weeks already, and so they've acclimated to it a little bit, and such. But yeah, I mean, I thought Zuby was really physical defensively. I thought he showed a lot on that end. I thought Toppin always plays hard, works as a rebounder. I would have liked to seen him help close the game instead of Madsen. I'd rather him be on the court than Madsen there. Although Madsen made a big shot to tie the game, so you have to understand that. But yeah, I mean, those College Park guys they just play more stable basketball. Guys who played there last year, Ray J and Keyshawn and Kobe, and and Toppin had an injury early in the season, which was unfortunate. But when that group came in the later part of the first quarter, they kind of pushed their way back into the game. And someone was asking a question like, why is Kingston sitting so long? It's like sometimes the coach just wants him to sit and watch. For a while, what is Ray J doing and how are they doing it? And they came back out, and you could tell he made a big adjustment in the second half too. So game one, this group hasn't played together. And so I think it'll just take a little bit of time for them to kind of just get a little bit more connected, stay more connected defensively, communicate more proactively defensively. Game one's always a little choppy.
Tyler, what does Zuby Ejiofor have to do to make himself an offensive NBA player?
Make quicker decisions with the ball in his hands. Probably is the biggest one. Like he's just got to focus on uh, getting the ball to the next man, re-screening. Because offensively, I don't know if he's going to be able to do what he did in college. Like the lack of height really, I thought, affected him in this game offensively. So he's got to utilize his other skills, be more of a distributor, and I thought he still, I mean, in spite of all that, he was very good on offensive glass. So like, there's some good things that he did, but offensively, it's just tough. Honestly, it's just tough to watch both um, uh, Zuby and Asa tonight compared to Henri Veesaar, who's just miles better offensively, and like quite frankly, should have been out there on the floor offensively to close the game just because of the uh, screening he was doing. Like he was just by far the best screener on the team. And then also he was setting great. I'm forgetting the man's name. Gortat
The
screens
Gortat
around the
screen?
rim. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was setting some great Gortat screens. At the rim to get easy layups. If Flemings would have been playing on the floor while Veesaar was in the game, maybe he makes a couple of these layups instead of these contested shots at the rim. So like I think I want to see Kingston playing next to Veesaar going forward. I would keep Zuby at the four, just because defensively I think that's where he does his most damage. Um, but that's kind of what I want to see going forward. And unless Ace got to show me something next game because like that was disappointing for me. Again, the defense was just so bad, and then offensively it felt like he was trying to do a little too much, while also he was also not taking the open 3-pointer, which is what he has to do. Like he has to take these threes, make or miss. Like he just has to, considering he's just not good enough to. He's not big enough to play center, so he has to take open threes whenever they're available, and force defenders to press up on him on that side of the floor.
Kevin, when you watched him play College Park last year with Ray J, like a lot of the part of the after Ray J joined, it seems like the adjustment for Asa right now in College Park is they're trying to let Kingston get on ball reps. And where Asa was a hub offensively at College Park, right? He was an absolute hub offensively at College Park. So I don't know if what we're seeing is like just an adjustment to being off ball more, or whatever it might be. But to me, I probably watched 6 College Park games last year total. And when Asa was playing, and they played through him a lot, and he put up good, really really good numbers. But with Kingston on the roster, it seems like they're kind of asking him to screen more and kind of do those types of things more. Now it'll be interesting to see if that's still the way they do it in game two on, I guess, the next one, Monday. But yeah, it looks like it looks like just a different role for him to me.
I think so, but I feel like he was operating as a role man a lot at College Park, and comparing what he did today versus what he looked like in College Park doing his role man thing. I just think it was a little bit disappointing. But like you said, in College Park they use him as a hub. Like it wasn't necessarily like if he got the ball as a role man, it wasn't necessarily always a touch that ended with him trying to finish. It was a lot of him distributing, drawing the double, kicking out. Like he got very comfortable in his role by the end of the season, but I think today was just rust. I don't know because it
I
didn't
think so
seem
too.
like he was ever very comfortable screening like he was at College Park. I don't know. It's the athleticism on the Utah roster is better than the average G League team, in my opinion, and I think that got to him a little bit. Like usually when he's in a G League game, he's the best athlete among the bigs, and that wasn't necessarily true today against Utah. In fact, it wasn't.
Yeah, yeah,
I
and I
know it
mean,
wasn't.
and yeah, and Ray J's really good at pick and roll. He snakes it well, and he's really advanced in that part of the
Yes.
game. But Fleming's a little different pace, like from him, right? He's
Sure.
he's looking to go faster, and so I think that's just a matter of like, okay, I played with Ray J last year, and he really is methodical and kind of takes his time, with using the screen work. Right now, Flemings looks like he just wants to play a lot faster through that action. Then maybe that's just something we
Ray
got to
J
talk
is
out.
very good at taking the screen, and like Trey, he would go very wide on his
Yep,
angle with the ball and give you
yep,
time and space to operate in the middle. That's not really Kingston's thing yet. So,
right, right, yep,
it's going to take repetitions for them to develop that kind of chemistry if indeed they want those two players playing together in a pick and roll game.
agreed.
I am a Keyshawn Gilbert fan. I think he has to get better as a shooter, but other than that, like what does he have to do to sort of prove himself worthy as at least a player who deserves a two-way contract? What do you think, Tyler?
Um, not be a point guard, unfortunately. I don't know. Like I'm gonna be honest,
I,
I wasn't terribly impressed uh by him in particular. Like it's not that he was necessarily bad, but he kind of was just out there. I thought Ray J Dennis was just a lot better. But it's one game, and he was more. Unfortunately, I think he started and he was off the ball a lot while Flemings was in the game, so maybe he didn't get to show what he could do as much. But like this is the NBA, man. I don't. If you're a point guard and you're not drafted, like it's tough. So if you want my honest opinion, what he's got to be better defensively, and he's got to be somebody
Gilbert,
who calls. Yeah, I mean, get steals, get blocks, create havoc on the defensive side of the floor. That's the way to stand out if you want to make it in the NBA as a small guard and you're not, a first round talent. Like that's just the reality situation. Or pointers, that's kind of it's kind of what you can do just because of your physical limitations.
I thought it was the flip of that. I thought Gilbert was rather disruptive in this game, and I thought Ray J Dennis was getting picked on a little bit on the defensive end. I thought they kind of exposed him in that area.
I mean, Kevin, they might have, but like it's uh, you're asking me about some guards, man.
Okay.
I don't
That's
care.
fair. I mean, I'm
Like
not sure that
I'm
Keyshawn Gilbert's
Kevin.
supposed to be a point guard. Is he supposed to be a point
Kevin,
guard? That's how they used him
No,
today.
yeah,
That's not how they used him in College Park last year.
no,
He was the two guard next to Ray J.
yeah. I mean, defensively, I thought he was impactful today. Offensively, Ray J's much more skilled. Like that's
Sure.
obviously. But so I mean, it's just like Kobe Johnson. Like his press availability a few days ago, he said they want me to work on my shooting. He was very transparent about that. And I love that transparency. But for Keyshawn Gilbert, he's got to contribute something offensively more than what he can right now. to kind of take that next step in his career, and then that's just where he is.
Yeah, and I was a little bit surprised when Kobe Johnson said that, just because not because he doesn't need to get better as a shooter, but he's already done 75% of the job. Like he went from not a shooter in any way, shape, or form at all
Yep.
when he left college to where he is now, where he's a pretty good shooter. Like he has to get better. Um, but by the end of last G League season, he was very comfortable shooting off the bounce, off the catch, relocating. Like he had all different sorts of 3-point shots in his repertoire. And I was, even to make it that far, I'm a little bit surprised. And if he can get a little bit further with it, that would be something. In this game, I was very surprised. I think it was in the last minute of the game, and Kingston was bringing up the ball, and Kobe's just like, "Give me the ball. I want to shoot it," because he wasn't really being guarded at the 3-point line, and he
Yeah.
fired up like a 27-footer. But he was aggressively looking for that 3-point shot in that situation, and I just thought the aggression there was notable in probably a good way. Even though, it didn't go in and it might have been a little bit risky for the situation, just the fact that he was comfortable enough to say, "Hey, they're not guarding me. I'm going to put this thing up." I thought that was a step in the right direction for him.
And that's what the Hawks coaching staff wants. That's what Tony wants from his players, and then you get to Vegas, Sanjay will be have the same expectations that when you're open, you take the shot.
Tyler, what did you think about what Kingston Flemings did defensively? You said a little bit about it before, but like in
I thought
more specifics and more details, what do you think?
disruptive. I just thought he got his hands on balls and he caused deflections, and like that matters. Like that disrupts possessions. Point of attack, you do see again the lack of strength show up. But outside of that, like I thought he was a menace and he had to be accounted for. Had a great steal, uh, the in overtime on Peterson to set them up for the. Unfortunately, it was a 2-pointer that he made, but like, I was all him, like hard double once Peterson went into ISO mode to get the easy steal, like, and he has the burst to do stuff like that just because of how athletically gifted he is. So that stuff that's what matters, right? Like that, that's basically what Dyson Daniels does, except without the point of attack defense, where it's like he doesn't turn the ball over on offense. He makes the right play on offense. And then defensively, he's creating additional possessions with his ability to get steals, also to compete for rebounds, compete for loose balls. Like he's always playing hard. Like that's the thing. I ain't got to worry about Kingston Flemings, man. He's going to play hard when he steps on the court, and the last thing to come for him is the scoring. Like it does have to improve, but I thought it got better as the game got along. But the finishing will be a problem for him early in his career.
Yeah, it
It's funny
just go ahead.
looking at the box score. Gilbert was 5 for 7, made both of his threes. So I guess he did contribute offensively. But I mean, Kingston had 9 assists and 1 turnover in his first
That's
summer league game.
incredible.
That's terrific. I think more shots will go in as he gets acclimated to what they run offensively and things like that. But I thought he was really good.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember the one turnover because I think I remember when it happened. Now I
Asa dropped
forgot.
the ball.
Is that
Asa
what it
dropped the
was?
ball. Yeah.
Yep.
It was like a pick and roll late in the game or something.
It was semi-fast break. He threw it to Asa and he just fumbled
Oh,
it
actually,
out of
I do
bounds.
remember. But I think on that now I remember it, and this is what I wanted to say. I feel like he locked in on Asa too early on that play. There was somebody else on the other side where it's
Yeah, he
like if
did.
you just go into
Yeah.
that
He
with an
did.
open mind and make the defense commit, you won't
Yep.
commit that turnover. But we're splitting hairs because he literally had 9 assists and one turnover. But that's one he's going to learn and grow from, I think.
He will. The way he did on that possession was number one is he held the ball too long. He should have
Yep.
given a lob to Asa. A lob would have been cleaner. But the passing lane got really narrow before he gave the ball up, and so the defender was able to disrupt the pass. Where it's like, I mean, going back to all the times Trey gets to have court, he can get a lob up there, so they'll figure it out. But do I hit the guy in the corner who's wide open? Do I hit the lob to Asa? That read has to come faster. and he can't get as close to the basket before he makes that pass because it's too easy to disrupt the play. And he'll learn from it.
Not to be the 70-year-old here, but like that play was so much more common like 40 years ago, where like you're coming down on a fast break and nobody goes to the corner. They're both coming down. You got one on your right wing and one on your left wing, but they're also going towards the rim. They're not going to the corner. Now you never see that. Somebody goes to the corner on almost every play.
Yeah, you want one to the rim, one to the corner, and then you can pick and choose. That's more modern.
That used
Back
to be more a
back when I
more
was
important
15,
skill to have.
back when I was 15 years old and watching the 1980s NBA, and they're running like basically 8 guys in the paint. Is nobody's the game's obviously very different now.
I also thought Kingston was very good in the last couple of minutes of regulation where, you're trying to pull off that comeback and they're trying to apply full court pressure. Like that's a situation that's like tailor made for his skill set. Like he's really good at that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they took the ball basically. I think 3 possessions in a row in the backcourt. They took the ball away, and that was how they got the game tied. A lot of that was him, not just him, but like Madsen was kind of trying to do that too, and other guys. So I wish they would have closed with Toppin, but that's always going to be how I feel about it. But maybe we'll see more of him next time. But again, like when I recorded the preview with Brad, I don't know if he's like all the way recovered from the shoulder or if they're trying to be careful with it. If I don't know where he is in his recovery process. If it's 70% recovered or 100%, I don't have any way to know.
Is there anybody else who we haven't discussed yet that you have any particularly strong feelings about on the roster?
I mean, I thought McNeely was helpful. I wonder if we'll see more of him. Madsen kind of got roasted on defense, but I understand why. He's a movement shooter, and that helps Kingston. But it'll be interesting to see, come Monday, they play their next game if there's gonna be a little bit more McNeely because he's the I think the best shooter on the roster, like hands down, right? So just interested to see if they kind of adjust who plays how much the next game. The part of it might have been the Jazz were playing. They played pretty big today,
Yes,
and
they
so
did.
McNeely's smaller guy, and he's like 6'3", 180 or something somewhere around there. And Madsen has more size. He doesn't have a lot of like horizontal kind of speed and things like that. But I think it maybe just helped that he was just one of the bigger small forward on the floor today playing against a bigger Jazz team. That's just me guessing though.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I think this game was a great uh, rep for Kingston Flemings to get just because the Jazz were playing with so much size and athleticism. Like that's something that is an invaluable opportunity for him to get. I don't know if he's going to play another team this summer, whether it be in Salt Lake City or Las Vegas, that has that much length and athleticism. And so that's what he needs to adapt to. And so him getting this game in today, like he didn't shoot great, but the fact that he ran the offense and did take however many shots that he took, he's going. I think didn't he have a couple of jump shots blocked? I don't know if they
Yeah,
officially got
yeah,
scored as blocked, but like
yeah.
he's got to get used to managing his space a little bit better as the athleticism improves in the defenses that he faces. Like he's got to get used to that, and this is a great step for him to do that.
Yeah. I think I'm just getting used to playing against longer defenders. It's just take some time for him to get used to that. This is not college basketball. You gotta have like teams that are deploying guys with like 6'9", 6'10" wingspan who can really kind of get up and affect your shot. And so it's a matter of measuring the shot. Do I have enough distance? Can I kind of dribble the ball and kind of get him to lurch at me and I can go around him and get a point paint touch? There's a lot of different ways to attack a big defender closing out on you, and he'll figure it out.
Are you enjoying the World Cup,
Yeah,
Tyler?
Not not this French match. That was.
they were
I
fighting
mean,
though, Gabe.
I have more thoughts about that, but it's whatever. France moved on. That's all that matters. But no, it's been a great World Cup. It's sad. It's coming around the close, so it should be a fun final whenever it comes up. But no, it's been fantastic.
Is there anything you want to look forward to in the next game? The Hawks don't play tomorrow. I think they play in 2 days. If you're taking these rookies and sophomores under your wing and trying to get them ready for the next game, like what should they be working on as a collective? What do you want to see from some of the individuals as they get more
Uh,
of these summer reps?
I mean, I just I just want to see the effort. Everything else is secondary execution, schematics, even like communication. Like I have grace for that, but if you're not playing hard, I'm going to have a problem with you. So uh, just because this is an opportunity to show out what you've been working on over the summer. Like you shouldn't be wasting it just because you had a couple bad reps or whatever. So that's really kind of what I'm looking at. But I'm interested in all the teams. This was a good draft, a lot of good players. And I'm interested to rewatch, a lot of these guys how they're doing in summer league. It's a good like learning environment for a lot of these kids.
What do you
Yeah,
want
and
to see out? Oh, go ahead, Glenn.
no, I'll say, and hopefully they have a light practice tomorrow, or look at the film, or look at things to clean up and things like that. So just hope they can take a step forward from this game. Again, they dug a hole in the first quarter. They couldn't make shots in the first quarter, but they kept playing hard. They kept trying to defend hard and all that sort of stuff. So just looking for them to take another step, being a little bit more in sync offensively and defensively, a little more connected defensively, a little better at screen navigation, a little better at not seating switches too easily. I just want to see one step of improvement in all those areas come Monday.
I'm usually one of the people that poo-poos the whole elevation thing because normally you're playing lots of games, you're in great shape. I do think it matters in a situation like this if you haven't played a game in 2 or 3 months, even if it's
Yes.
like a live scrimmage here in Atlanta against, your teammates and you're going hard, I don't think it's the same as going to game speed and taking it to elevation all at once. I do
Yeah.
think it comes into play in a situation like that where it's your first game. So hopefully they get acclimated and do a little bit better, but it should be interesting.
Yeah. They should get in the gym tomorrow and have a high effort practice where they're getting acclimated so when the game comes Monday they've had one more chance to put their body through that and get acclimated. If they don't do that tomorrow, then they'll kind of be starting from square zero again on Monday.
I think when they did it 8 years ago, they had their practices in Park City, like a town over. And instead
Yeah.
of being, 3,000 foot elevation. When you go to Park City, it's like a 6,000 foot elevation. I don't think they did that on this trip. I think they're just practicing right there in Salt Lake City. If that matters, I don't know, but it's I did see the practice video this week and saw, oh, that's a little bit different than what they did the last time they went to Salt Lake City. But Kingston Flemings look good. That's the thing that matters most. And we'll have to do this again, hopefully later this week when the Hawks get some more games under their belt. Go
Mhm.
enjoy your soccer, and I hope to get to talk to you again in a couple of days.
Good night, Bob.
Good night, Bob.
Yeah,